Okay, we're here with Mark Winterbottom from Ford Performance Racing at Calder Park. Mark, what are we doing here today?
Yeah, my old girl here, my old race car, my first love, 2002 model Bosch-sponsored Spectrum here that we ran in the Formula Ford Championship. It had a lot of good history there and a great year. And Paul from Borland's has put it back together, restored it, and brought it out today and get to go back in it and see if I can remember what I actually did in 2002.
And this car's special. I think it's the last of a generation, isn't it?
It's one of the older cars because the new engines come in on the new Formula Ford. So it was purposely built for myself. So hopefully my body shape hasn't changed too much, because I was about 65 kilos, about 7 kilos lighter in 02 than what I am now. So it was built around my body shape, and it was pretty well a one-off. So pretty lucky to have a factory build a car to you and just see if I can fit back in it, because that was about 7 years ago. So body shape's changed a bit since then.
So 2002 was a good year for you. Can you just tell us a few? How did you do that year?
Yeah, it was my first year in the national series. So unlike Jamie Whincup, who won the championship, he'd done it for 3 years prior to that. So come in relatively fresh and a rookie and still learning, and had a great team behind me, and they really sped up my learning process. And the first 6 rounds or first 5 rounds we were second, and the last 3 or 4 rounds we actually earned the most points. So definitely learnt a lot in that year, and this is a great base for guys trying to learn, because you go into a V8 then with a year's full of experience of racing on tracks and learning your data and working with engineers and everything. So learned a lot out of that year, and it was a great year, and some of the best times of your life are spent on the way up, and it was just great fun running with those guys.
Okay, have fun.
Thank you.
So Frosty, you've been in the car now. It's been a while, and it was, as you said, you were a bit thinner last time you went in the car. How'd it go?
You're making me sound like I'm fat. No, it was good. It was definitely different to what we drive in the V8s. That's for sure. It stops, it turns, you're really close to the ground. The wind hits you in the face. It's just totally different. But a couple of laps, you start to remember what it was like in 02. You've got the feeling back. So great experience, great fun, and to drive something different, it's always exciting. So really good fun, and hopefully I can do a few more laps. Just keep hopping in and press the starter motor and just take off.
Are you tempted to take up a second seat next season alongside your FPR commitments?
I reckon I'll have to fight Richo for it. He looked like he had as much fun as what I did. So it's the V8 is your focus, but whenever you can come out and have fun in an old car, you'll always put your hand up and come out. So I think these younger guys are better suited for these cars than what I am, and I'm a bit lazier now, like my bigger car and the V8 and air cooling on your helmet, cool suit. You get all these luxuries. So let the younger guys do it, and it's a great category to come up and coming guys, and there's a lot of talent in the field, and when you drive it, you just realise how much talent is needed to drive these cars, and definitely leave it to the younger guys.
Steve Richards from Ford Performance Racing. We're here today at Calder Park, and believe it's been 15 years since you've been in a Formula Ford.
It has been. It's been a long time. I basically finished my Formula Ford career in 1994. Went to the Australian Grand Prix meeting in Adelaide, which wasn't a part of the championship, and stepped out of the car after the second race, and have never sat in one since. So it's a fantastic opportunity. I mean, I just love driving cars. So to come and be given the opportunity, people think that perhaps when you're at the top of your career, coming back and driving these, sometimes it's not exciting, but let me tell you, it is. The cars have changed a lot since I drove them. They've got different engines now, and they use different tyres, I had a blast.
Back in the day, you were one of until very recently, you held the record for the amount of Formula Ford wins. So, and I believe you won it in your inaugural year, did you?
No, I didn't. I spent a couple of years in Formula Ford, a few years actually, chasing the national championship, and won it my third go. So, but had more than my fair share of success in that last year. So that was great. But these are things you always look back on. You sort of they're great to have on your CV, but you always look to the future. What's coming up next, and that's why today it's been great. The ball and racing developments have given us the opportunity to come and have a bit of a drive. It's not that long ago for Frosty, but for me it's a long time ago, and it's really good fun.
Speaking to Frosty a minute ago, he said that he'd have to fight you for a second seat in the Formula Ford Championship next year. He said that you seem to have a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, look, I did. As I said, it's been such a long time. You would think that it would be totally foreign to you, but it doesn't. From hopping in the car, sliding down into the seat, it all of a sudden comes rushing back, and it's good fun. I like driving cars, so whether it's a Formula Ford, a V8 supercar, or a production car, I just like having a go.
And do you pay? The Formula Ford often supports the V8 supercar on the racing calendar. Do you pay any attention to the racing?
Oh, look, I definitely do when we get the time. I mean, most people probably perceive V8 supercar drivers, they get in the car and hop out and have got the rest of the afternoon to sit around, but we don't. The reality is we're very busy at a race meeting, but any opportunity I can, I like to sort of keep in touch with the guys that are running well, and I actually have a lot of time for Mike, because Mike Borland, because he had a lot of time for me. I was one of his first drivers that drove his car, so I've been keeping a close eye on Mike's evolution in terms of the Spectrum cars and how they've progressed, and some of his drivers. So it's been a good day.